And begin.
This is one of your products, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Can you describe what's on the table in front of you?
I think it's fantastic. It's fun, it's unique, it's beautiful.
So this is a unique product.
That's correct.
Here's one of your competitors. Here's another one of your competitors. Now, to me, that just looks exactly the same.
Yeah, they look the same.
Right.
So, to me, they don't look the same.
They're identical.
It's hand-packed.
That won't make any difference to the consumer.
I think the bow on the top adds to the value of it.
So it's the bowl.
Adds to the value.
What's going on, tech team? It is Just My Tech Sense, where we talk tech, finance, and lifestyle.
Yes,
and
sir.
I am WillDoesTech, and I'm joined by my co-host,
JohnnieTech. What's up, tech fam?
JohnnieTech in the building today. Round of applause.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Many of y'all don't know, but JohnnieTech has to commute to my place, which is where the podcast studio is. And anytime that he is on time, I celebrate him being here on time.
It's every day.
So,
You're going to see a trend. Every day we're going to be doing this.
he has gotten better about it, and I definitely appreciate it because we've been able to start on time, which is good. So one of the things we want to talk about today is branding, because we know that getting a job in today's market is tough. And it isn't any longer about your resume. It isn't about your necessarily about your technical ability in the tech market or your skill. A lot of it is about who knows you, and branding leads to people knowing who you are, what you are about, and that is the thing that your reputation kind of stands on. And if you aren't doing that, then people don't know who you are. And so we wanted to talk about branding today and how it can be effective. Also, if you aren't doing it, chances are you might be homeless.
Right.
And that, I mean, that might be extreme, but
drastic.
at the same time, it is real.
So you saying we need branding to get a job?
Absolutely. I think in today's market, so we just watched that video where, the guy broke out like, okay, so this is your brand, right? And he's like, okay, well, what about this brand over here? Or what about this cup here? And then what about this cup here? And she's like, yeah, well, the bow is what makes it, stand out. And it's like, no, you need more than the bow to stand out in today's market. So when you think about like resumes, right? Everybody is submitting resumes. If you apply for a job and let's say on Indeed or LinkedIn, you'll see that you're not the only one applying for jobs, right? You have like 1,000 other people that have applied for it in the first 5 minutes. And it's, as far as resumes go, if you're not first in line, what makes you stand out? Right. And I think you telling that story of the person that you are off of the paper is the branding that needs to happen, so they can say, okay, I know I got 1,000 resumes over here, but JohnnieTech stands out because I see JohnnieTech.
Right.
I know that he's working. I know what he is able to do. Right. And because of that, I want to at least interview JohnnieTech.
Right. So, like, I agree with you as far as that piece of branding.
Yeah.
But are you just saying, like, the everyday person has to start trying to get their branding together in order to work? I mean,
so when you
ask that branding,
the resume is part of your brand.
Okay,
100% it's part of your brand. But again, everybody has a resume, and what makes you might have all the certifications, but they don't stand out, right? And say, hey, I have CISSP, I have CCSP, I have CISA, unless they read that paper. Right. And one of the things that I used to do back when, I was at this job where it was 5 of us, we were peers, and I wanted to make sure that this action got done. Well, we all had vanilla folders, right? Or manila folders. And I was the signal company, right? So signal in the Army is orange.
Right.
So I made sure I changed my folder to an orange folder. So whenever my boss at the time would see the orange folder, he knew that I had an action, right? So I stood out because he associated that orange folder with my company. Right. So again, like all resumes look the same.
Right.
Right. So again, how are you standing out? Yes, I think that everybody needs to have a personal brand. Now, I feel like where you're going with it sounds like it has to be a lot. And I don't think that it has to be a lot. I think it has to be more than what people are doing.
But people are doing everything.
No,
nowadays.
they're not. No, they're not.
Like,
Stop.
look, they got the resume.
Stop.
Look. Let's talk about it. They have the resumes. They have the certs. Right.
No,
that's two things. People don't have the resumes and the certs.
They have the resumes. They may not have the certs. But go ahead.
The certs, like, so
the resume, the certs go on the resume.
I'm even going based on the video that she.
We're not. Go ahead.
We look at what she did. Right. She put a bow on it to stand. Hey, I'm trying to help her out. Hold up. She
don't need no help. She's good.
She had a bow. She had the same look. She had the same containers as everyone else. She had a bow. She had a bow on it for a stand up. She's like, these are hand packed. So she's thinking she's creating a brand, which they didn't even talk about what was it, taste? It was a donuts or something.
I don't know.
That's what it looked like to me. So let's say she didn't.
But you know you.
Okay. You think I'm proving your point of mine?
But you can't see. I know you couldn't see what was in the cup. Not from where you're sitting.
It looked like it was some donuts or something.
Yeah,
like I don't know.
We've had this discussion about your eyesight, but that doesn't matter. Go ahead.
So basically, what I'm saying is like, if we're looking at whatever she's trying to promote, I feel like the branding comes from once you get in there and put in the work. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, you think once you get into position, that's where the branding happens?
Yes.
So how do people notice you?
So
how does she get her cup into stores? Right. So you're saying once she gets in the stores, oh, that's when branding matters.
It matters all the time, but I'm saying like, because we're posing it like I agree. Like I'm saying branding is important, but I just want to speak to the side of like
you don't have to.
We're in the like no when I'm speaking
if
to
it's
it
wrong, it's wrong. I mean,
it's not wrong.
To.
It's definitely correct because I'm thinking about it like your name should precede you, right? So how does your name precede you?
How's that happen?
I think it's about putting in the work, going into places, whatever jobs you've been doing, however you've been doing, the work that you put in previously or whatever you put out there before should speak for you, right? So like,
okay, go ahead.
That's my point of it, right? So like, I understand about having the personal brand and building up and kind of doing things outside to kind of be known like that. If that's that's icing on the cake, right? So are we saying that people need to be doing this in order to get their foot in the door, or is it like it's a necessity?
Yes.
Or that's where my argument is coming from. Like
you're saying that it's not a necessity.
It shouldn't be a necessity because your work should stand out for you.
Whether it should be or shouldn't be, it is in today's day and age, right? Right. So the reality of the situation is, how do you stand out? And you have to do something that other people are not doing, and a lot of that is branding. I think so. There are two ways to look at this. One, you can brand, right? And you may not be the most technical person to actually do the job, but you talk about it. Right. So an employer would say, yo, JohnnieTech knows about this. You might not know anything. You might be reading a script and you might not know
and that's kills your brand.
Again, it gets you at least an interview, right? And then you might kill the interview because you don't know, right?
But that's what people who's like, if you're focused on, because let's not make it sound easy. It's not easy to get a brand.
It's not
going,
easy. No,
right?
it's not easy at all. But it's something that has to happen, right? In order for you to stand out. Again, getting a job nowadays, especially in tech, it's not easy.
I agree.
Right? So taking the uneasy and doing the uneasy and putting it together, right? Building a brand, not easy. Getting a job, not easy. Putting it together, I got to do some hard work.
Yeah. So it's like it's almost as a let's. I'll
You don't have to play devil's advocate.
I'm not playing
just
I'm just being personal with it because I'm thinking like, okay, let's think about this. We're already experienced professionals.
Yeah.
We're building a brand. We have Just My Tech since we both have our own personal brands of who we are, how our name precedes us, right? But that brand that we have, we're building.
We're building, right?
Yeah,
right. We're building it, which is tough.
We're already experienced professionals, so we're talking about people who you're building a brand. You're trying to build a brand of yourself. You haven't done anything, right?
So go ahead. I'm sorry.
So I'm talking about people who are looking to get these roles, right?
Yeah.
So you say, okay, well, I need branding to get my foot in the door. I need to do all these things here, but you haven't done anything. So now you're gonna have a brand. You work to create this brand because it takes work. Like I said, people don't know who we are right now, right?
Yeah.
But we're experienced professionals. We're already working. We can do what we want. So the people that are they're not working, they're not experienced professionals. Now they got to compete with us to create this brand as well.
Yeah.
And still try to go and learn the actual details to have some substance in whatever role they're going into.
Well, you can document your learning. You can document your journey, and you're building your brand as you do that. Right? So again, for me, right, I would rather hire somebody who is hungry, who is showing who they are, that they're willing to learn, than somebody who's settled on what they know and who's not willing to learn anymore. Right? So I don't think it has to be as hard as you are making it sound. I think if you had a Git, if you're doing projects and you actually learned out loud, you are solidifying who you are out loud, your reputation, your brand, and you're just doing it in passing, and you're kind of just knocking out two birds with one stone. Right? That's how I see it. A lot of people are learning in silence, right? And we don't know what you know.
Right.
But if you do that out loud, then people are nosy. So people are watching. Right. So
100%.
So from that standpoint, I think that it's very important. So the second thing that I was going to say, I said one or two things. One, build that brand. Two, find out where there are gaps. Right. If it's a security clearance, right, top secret. If it's if the barrier to entry is higher, right, you need a CISSP, you need CISA, you need, whatever. Try and get those things. You need OSCP. Try and get those things because not many people have them.
That's the part I agree with. Right.
Yeah. So again, there's another way to do that, but at the same time, you may not have the experience to be CISSP. You can be an associate, or maybe you had a troubled past and you can't get a security clearance. Right. So again, how do you overcome those obstacles? And for me, I think it's building a brand and allowing people to watch you work and then saying, look, I want to do this. I'm showing you I want to do this. And I think as a person who has previously been a hiring manager, that is a notch under your belt for me. So,
I kind of agree with what you're saying. Like, I don't think I'm looking at just the dark side that can come with it. You're going to have people overbuilding their brand and then they get in there with no substance, right? Their brand has become bigger than what they actually know, especially we're talking about in tech, how it's extremely technical. There's certain things that you need to know how to do. So it's like, are you a marketer? Is that what you're great at? Or do you know how to, configure routers or whatever position that you're looking for, right? Yeah. Do you actually know how to do these things? So I'm just thinking about the people who may not be good at branding at all. Like, do they ever get a role? Like, you understand what I'm saying? And maybe they don't. Right.
Because again, like when it comes to that, you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Right. So if you aren't good at branding, again, documenting, setting up a tripod and putting your iPhone camera on the tripod and recording you, learning something and learning out loud, then I'm not asking you to talk,
Man, we talk about tech as well, man. These guys barely want to speak.
Right. Right. But again, somebody sitting there and just doing a screen capture, screen recording of them, learning Linux or something like that. Again, that goes further than them just learning in silence.
Right.
In my eyes, right? And again, you can't change the reality, right? According to what I see on social media, they're not hiring. Right. So what else are you going to do?
So the thing is, I actually agree with you on the branding. Like, I'm like, okay, branding, look what we're doing now. This is a big part of like us helping people. That's the main thing. But also we're going to be a brand in itself. Right. Yeah. So I think branding is great. But at the same time, I'm going to think back and think about all those other people who say, man, I just got into tech because I just want to sit at my desk. I want to do my work and I don't want to be bothered. Right. Those people, so I'm looking at it like, are those people going to be the ones left out? If you're not, maybe extroverted, is this a new part of if this a new part of society where it's moving in a direction where it's all about, shining, getting yourself out there, or is it about the work?
You have to shine. And you have to make your work be known. Right? It's again, that's how you get promoted. That's how you get jobs. I have, again, over my 20-year career, I have seen people who have been the most technical, super smart. They just didn't talk much. They didn't say much. They didn't really socialize, right? They didn't communicate what it is that they actually did for, the company or the organization. They get left behind.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate. It's just the reality of, this situation. So again, like when I see people saying, I can't pay my bills, I can't do this, I can't do that, it's like, okay, right? And you've submitted
Right.
resumes, you've submitted 1,000 resumes, you've done all these things. What is there left to do, right? Because complaining on social media ain't gonna do it.
You're right. I'm gonna give you that because like I said, I agree with you. If that's your thing, build a brand. But I just hate the fact that's the way it goes. It's almost like
I agree.
I bring the NBA up all the time. It's like they're talking about who's the face of the league, right?
Yeah.
And they want to go with the guys that have the flash. The guys. I'm like, but the best player right now to me is Jason Tatum. He's mind his own business. He's low key. He doing his thing. But they're like, who's the face? They're looking around. I'm like, bro, it's him. But they're like, nah, it's this guy.
He ain't the one.
But he
ain't the
you know
one.
You know what I mean? So that's just how it is. But
yeah. So learn to build your personal brand, or potentially, be at the the will of the market.
Right.
I mean, that's just what it is. So, what's your opinion? You know where I stand. I don't know where Johnny stands. Sometimes he agrees. Sometimes sometimes he disagrees. But I think he really does agree with me. He just wants to play devil's advocate, which is fine.
I agree with him. I agree with what he's saying. You should build your brand up. We're both building our brand, but I'm just still letting you guys know I feel for the guys out there who I'm playing that sad song for them, but at the same time, build your brand up for sure.
Yeah. So what's your opinion on that? Should you build your brand? Should you be able to get a job without building a brand? Yes, I think you should. But can you? I don't think you can. Or I think it's harder, right?
Yeah.
So again, what's your opinion? Please leave your comments down in the comments, and we will get back to you again. This is Just My Tech Sense, where we talk tech, finance, and lifestyle. This instance was tech. I am WillDoesTech. My co-host is
JohnnieTech. Follow me on Johnnie_Tech on IG.
And I'm at Just My Tech Sense, and we will talk to y'all later.
Out.